bring us together again. Okay. Thank you.
1, 2.
I was late, huh?
Oh, countdown, Lord.
Countdown already.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good afternoon, friends and colleagues, and welcome to be with this open forum. It is hosted by the Bureau of International Cooperation of the Cyberspace Administration of China, or the CAC. I'm the moderator, Professor Xu Peixi. You can also call me Patrick, my nickname. And my suggestion is that you use that device on your side. We are with the channel 5. So channel 5, we are with. The topic of this open forum is related to artificial intelligence governance. Specifically, the topic is building an international AI cooperation ecosystem based on extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. And we have 60 minutes. Each speaker or panelist has 5 minutes. Our speakers, according to the sequence in the agenda, will be firstly the Director General, Qi Xiaoxia from the Cyberspace Administration of China. She is representing the host of this forum. She will be followed by Yovan Kapeligia from the Diplo Foundation, and Professor Wolfgang Klawachter from the University of Aarhus, and Mr. Luigi Gambardella from China EU, which is non-profit international association, and he is not on site. He will deliver a short video message. And Mr. DAY1 from the Internet Society of China. And then we have Mr. Sajid Rahman from ICANN, and also Professor Ricardo Pelayo from the Banking and Commercial School of Mexico, and Professor Dai Na from the Shanghai Academy of Social Sciences. And finally, we will have Ms. Wu Shuyan from China Mobile Research Institute. Now let's welcome Ms. Qi Xiaoxia to give opening remarks.
Thank you, Professor. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon. I'm delighted to meet all of you in Norway and join the discussion on AI governance, development, and international cooperation. On behalf of the Bureau of International Cooperation, Cyberspace Administration of China, I wish to extend a warm welcome and heartfelt appreciation to all guests, both present and online today. Nowadays, with the continued technological breakthroughs, emergence of new business models, and accelerated expansion of applications, artificial intelligence has become a strategic technology spearheading a new round of scientific and technological revolution and industrial transformation. It is a critical force driving global technological and industrial development, exerting a profound impact on human production and life. At the same time, it presents unprecedented challenges to humanity. AI governance has become a common concern of countries worldwide. China has always placed great emphasis on AI development and governance, underscoring the necessity of jointly promoting development and application of AI technologies while ensuring safety, reliability, controllability, and fairness throughout its development process so as to fully harness AI's potential to bring greater benefits to humanity. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce China's practice and experience in this regard. Firstly, promoting innovation and the development of AI industry. China is at the forefront of AI technology innovation in the world, with more than 60% of the world's granted AI patents coming from China. As of now, more than 430 generative AI service models have been registered and put online in China, with over 2,800 million registered users. China has become an important market for AI technology innovation and industry application. Secondly, strengthening AI safety governance. China has released the interim measures for the management of generative AI services, marking the first legislative effort of its kind globally, and made public the AI safety governance framework, providing better safeguards for the healthy development of AI. Thirdly, deepening international cooperation on AI governance. China put forth and implement the Global AI Governance Initiative, supports fair competition between domestic and foreign AI companies, and stays committed to fostering an ecosystem conducive to the healthy and sustainable development of large language models. Tackling new challenges brought by AI requires joint efforts of governments, international organizations, enterprises, and scientific institutions to develop open, fair, and efficient AI governing mechanisms so as to minimize possible negative impacts while fully amplifying and accelerating the positive effects of AI. We look forward to working with other parties to intensify exchanges and cooperation in AI development and governance. We are committed to governing AI for all, creating an open and inclusive environment for the development of AI so as to make emerging technologies represented by AI to serve the greater good of humanity. With this in mind, I wish to propose efforts in 3 areas. First, staying focused on sustainable development and ensuring technology for good. It is important to help developing countries enhance capacity building, increase their representation and voice in global AI governance, ensure equal rights, equal opportunities, and equal rules for all countries in AI development and governance. International cooperation with the assistance to developing countries should be carried out to bridge the intelligence divide and narrow the gap in governance capacity. Second, making proactive responses to risks and challenges and ensuring AI safety and controllability. Safety and controllability is the prerequisite for the healthy and orderly development of AI and the precondition for AI technologies to benefit, not harm, human beings. China stands ready to work with all countries to prevent and manage risks, ensure AI technologies are safe, reliable, controllable, and fair, and develop AI in a way that is beneficial to the progress of human civilizations. Third, fostering consensus on AI governance and deepening collaborative governance. IGF is the important platform under the United Nations. The leading role of the UN in international AI governance should be supported, with full respect for the differences among countries at the policy and practical levels. It is important to encourage the active participation of multi-stakeholders, build consensus on international AI governance, and ensure all countries can share intelligence dividends. Thank you for your attention. I wish the forum a full success.
Thank you very much, Ms. Director General. You have introduced the Chinese experience and the practice of AI governance and development in 3 areas, and also you have made 3 proposals. So now we move on to session 1. The topic of session 1 is about fostering a favorable policy environment for AI development. And we're going to start from Yuan.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick, Director General, dear colleagues and friends. It's my honor to be a participant at this panel. And I would like to start from one statistics. I didn't remember completely the number which Director General mentioned, but it was something like 450 generative
430.
30, yes. There is saying that in China, a new model is developed every day. And this is the first point that I would like to forward here. AI is becoming commodity. only 3 years ago, AI was mysterious technology in hands of a few developers and the top labs with huge investment of money. That has changed. And most of our governance thinking is related to what happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, including famous letter that AI will destroy humanity and other elements. Now it's a time to revisit and to see what is basically our governance should regulate and what should be the governance function that we should cover by governance models. Therefore, this is the first point. AI is commodity. You can create an AI agent in 5 minutes, and that's basically given. Here, another point is that I call it DeepSeek moment, 20th of January, where DeepSeek was released for the fraction of the cost. Although there are controversies how costly it was, but let's say it was much, much less than major platform. It was shown that you can develop AI, foundational model, with limited funding, with limited NVIDIA cards. And it was the critical point, because till that moment, the idea was the more NVIDIA cards, or whatever processing power you have, the better AI will create. For the first time, somebody said, no, you don't need just a sheer processing power. You need a smart algorithms, smart solution, and smart architecture. Therefore, this has changed completely AI governance landscape. And I will return to Director General's few points, concrete points, how we can revisit that core notions and create, I would say, revitalize or new approaches to AI governance nationally and globally. First one is about SDGs. SDGs should be used, AI should be used for achieving SDGs, but we should also use SDGs to govern AI. SDGs are the latest and the most comprehensive codification of the core human values and priorities agreed by all UN member states. Why not to create AI systems that will implement each of SDGs? Now, with automating coding like Cursor and the GitHub and other platforms, it's doable. That's the first concrete proposition. Second concrete proposition is that we need bottom-up AI. This empowerment of 430 platforms and platforms all over the world, in the United States, in Europe, we are empowering us to have fast AI models on our mobiles. And it provides a unique chance for internet governance community and other communities that we can preserve our knowledge. We can preserve our knowledge and not pass to big platforms and tech giants, wherever they are located. I'm not now referring to any geopolitical context, but wherever they are located. Knowledge is what defines us as human beings. This is the definition of our human dignity, our personal knowledge and knowledge of our communities. Interestingly enough, in VERSYS documents, you have many references to knowledge society and knowledge. Somehow, knowledge is cleaned from the political discourse of the last 20 years. You don't have any more knowledge. You have only data. And what we are speaking about AI is the knowledge. This is just one idea for young researchers to see how we clean the knowledge from the discourse. Though this is the first point, Director General, to have SDGs and to have a revitalization of the knowledge and bottom-up AI. And I will conclude with two more concrete proposals. One is to insist on the share weights and standards for sharing the weights. This is, weights in AI are basically the way of creating AI. This is how international cooperation will be conducted. Can we use the weights from, let's say, DeepSeek to be shared with Mistral and other platforms? For time being, not. We already went a step in this trap with social media, where when you are on one social media platform, you cannot bring your contacts on the other social media platform. Let us learn something from our mistakes. When I say mistakes, I say humanity as a whole. We should have the standardization around the AI weights. And last very concrete proposal, and with that I will conclude, is to insist that UN develops open source AI models for the UN activities. Countries can contribute AI models. When you go to New York, you can see sculptures, paintings as national contributions. For the new AI, for the new UN, especially at this critical moment, where, as you know, UN is in crisis, we need to rethink what we contribute as a countries. And that would be great if China, United States, other countries, small countries, contribute their AI models for the future UN. Those are just a few concrete proposals inspired by your opening remark. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yuvan. So you firstly argue that AI is a commodity, and then secondly, you talk about the characteristics of a deep-seek movement, and then finally, you made several proposals. Shall we move on to Professor Wolfgang Klawachter?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you also for the invitation. And as Jovan just said, you know, AI is not anymore a mysterious science fiction. It's part of our daily life. And like everything in our daily life, we have to have some guardrails. We have to have some orientations, you know. Our daily life is, quote, unquote, regulated by legal norms, by just interpersonal behavior norms, by moral norms and other norms. So it's not a surprise that if we discuss AI governance, we speak about norms, principles, rules, you know, how to organize this. And in the last 5-6 years, we have seen an explosion of discussions around these norms, principles, and things like that. And it's difficult to get the overview. It started already nearly 10 years ago in the OECD, which drafted the first set of principles in 2019, which fortunately were adopted then by the G20, where China is a member. And from this, then we did see a number of regulatory initiatives, in particular in Europe, where the European Union adopted the first set of legal binding norms. The Council of Europe adopted a convention on the protection of human rights and AI. And we did see UNESCO, which adopted a recommendation, which is not legally binding, for the ethical dimension of AI. And we did see a number of mixed processes like the Bletchley process, which was started by the United Kingdom 2 or 3 years ago. We see the initiative of the so-called Hiroshima process of the G7 countries. And finally, we did see the discussion in the United Nations in the last 2-3 years with the high-level panel, and now the proposals which are included in the Global Digital Compact. You know, all these are partly complementary initiatives, but the big question behind this is, you know, what you want to regulate. What is AI governance? So that means everybody agrees we need something, but there is partly a confusion because you have a dilemma. While on the one hand, you want to stimulate innovation, you want to have new developments. So, and the risk is if you regulate it, then you can probably strangulate innovation. You can stop this. And to find the right balance is rather difficult, you know. From the European perspective, this was the problem with the European Union AI Act, where they introduced 4 categories, so the so-called risk-based approach. And they said, okay, for applications which violate human dignity, this should be forbidden. For risky applications, we have to have very specific binding rules. For activities which are low risk, we are much more flexible. And for applications with no risk, so everybody goes. So that means we have no regulation. The problem is if you introduce such a complex system, how to implement it. And in the European Union now the discussion has started about the simplification of the regulation which was just adopted. So that's really a challenge and nobody has a real answer. But that's not a problem for Europe alone. That's not a problem for China alone. And it's not a problem for the United States alone, as we heard this morning in the opening, that the new administration wants to remove all kinds of regulation just to let the free market decide. So this is a global problem, and I can only support what Madame Xi has said in the opening. If it's a global problem, we need all countries on the table, and only the United Nations offers this opportunity. So that means the 2 initiatives which are now on the table in the United Nations, the scientific panel and the AI governance dialogue. So this could take the lead, because in all the other initiatives, you have a lot of exclusion. Many countries are not involved. And as Jovan has said, you know, this is a problem for all countries, small and big countries. And insofar, one message here from the IGF and from this workshop could be that we have to strengthen the leading role of the UN in AI governance. But let me add here a final point. So there is no need to reinvent the wheel, because we are on the Internet Governance Forum, and I was involved in discussions in the last couple of days about, what is the difference between Internet governance, AI governance? Is this totally new or not? So, and to a certain degree, AI governance or AI is just using the Internet. So that means you can build on what has been developed in the last 20 years in the Internet Governance Forum with the Internet, and you can use the definition for Internet governance also for AI governance. So that means to build on what you have. The definition for Internet governance has 3 elements. One is all stakeholders has to be involved. The second element has to be collaborative. And the third element is you need a holistic approach. And this is relevant also for AI governance. So that means no reinvention of the wheel. Use the United Nations as a leading institutions and look into the future. Do not strangulate IE development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wolfgang. So you observe the emergence of international regimes and frameworks to regulate AI. Our third speaker will deliver a video message, and his name is Luigi Gambardella from China EU, a non-profit international institution.
Distinguished guests, dear friends, it is a great honor to speak to you today on a topic that is reshaping not only our economies, but the very essence of human progress, artificial intelligence. As we stand at the threshold of a new technological era, the need to build a robust AI innovation and cooperation ecosystem has never been more urgent and at the same time promising. AI is not just a tool. It is a transformative force, reshaping every aspect of our lives. For example, in healthcare, education, transportation, agriculture, and climate action. But the full potential of AI can only be unlocked if we create a framework that fosters innovation while promoting cooperation across borders, sectors, and disciplines. First, we must recognize that innovation does not happen in isolation. Breakthrough arise from diversity and connection of ideas, talents, cultures, and technologies. To harness this potential, we need an ecosystem that actively cultivates these diverse elements and enables them to interact seamlessly. Building a thriving ecosystem as such requires substantial investment in education, research, and digital infrastructure. Equally important is supporting startups, nurturing diverse talent pools, and strengthening the links between research, institutions, and industry. Public-private partnerships are not optional, but an imperative to accelerate development and translate ideas into real-world impact. Second, cooperation must go beyond national agendas. AI is global by nature. Data flows, algorithms, and application do not respect borders. That is why we must build bridges, not walls. International cooperation on ethical standards, regulatory framework, and data sharing mechanism is vital. We must avoid the trap of technological protectionism and instead embrace open innovation with trust and transparency at its core. Europe, for instance, has taken important steps with its AI Act, placing human-centered values at the heart of its vision. Yet, this is only the beginning. Initiatives ranging from leading academic hubs like Stanford Human-Centered AI to national strategies such as China AI Plan and multinational programs like the EU Invest AI and the AI Continent Action Plan. Each play unique roles in advancing AI, but these efforts should not operate in silos. We need dialogue between ecosystem, shared forum, joint projects, and trust-building mechanisms that foster mutual understanding and interoperability. Third, our ecosystem has a responsibility and a tremendous opportunity to support strategic sectors where AI can deliver rapid, scalable, and inclusive benefits, such as precision medicine, renewable energy optimization, and digital agriculture. These domains demand international coordination, from research to standards to deployment. Only through cooperation can we tackle global challenges like pandemics, food insecurity, or climate resilience. Fourth, for innovation to truly serve the world, it must be inclusive. We must avoid an AI future that deepens inequality or concentrates power in a few regions or companies. That means giving space and support to a diverse range of actors, including SMEs, startups, and researchers, especially in the global south. It means promoting open source tools, multilingual models, and accessible platforms that allow more actors to benefit and contribute, empowering a global community to shape and share the benefit of AI. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in human history, machines are learning. What we teach them, how we govern them, will define the future of our civilization. This responsibility requires more than quick fix. It demands building an AI innovation and cooperative ecosystem. Such as endeavor is not a short-term project. It is a generational mission. It calls for boldness, imagination, and unwavering commitment. Let us build an AI future where knowledge is shared, ethics are global, and progress benefits all humanity. Thank you.
Okay, that is Mr. Lewicki from China EU. He talked about 4 principles about the framework of cooperation and innovation in AI. Now let's move on side. And our next speaker will be Mr. DAY1, who is sitting beside me, and he is from the Internet Society of China.
Thank you. Okay, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good day to you all. I'm delighted to join you in this United Nations Internet Governance Forum. On behalf of Internet Society of China, I would like to extend my congratulations to the workshop. So just now, Mr. Jova talked about DeepSeek movement, and Mr. Wolfgang talked about AI governance and knowledge, and Mr. Luigi talked about the impact of the AI cooperation. So today I will talk about building an international AI cooperation ecosystem based on extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. In recent years, artificial intelligence has become a driving force for technological revolution and industrial transformation. It's reshaping economies, industries, and governance systems. At the same time, as AI becomes more integrated into our societies, risks we are also seeing more challenges from data security risks to algorithmic bias, from social inequality to technological monopolies. And we did a lot of things for the people with disabilities and the elderly to narrow the digital divide. So that's why building an international AI cooperation ecosystem is no longer just an option. China has long supported a more inclusive global governance. As a key player in China's Internet civil society, Internet Society of China remain committed to openness, collaboration, and engagement with partners around the world in the field of AI. We have cooperation with over 20 organizations and institutions worldwide, such as including IGF, ICANN, UNESCO, and KISA is a Korean organization for private information protection. So we believe that only by uniting all stakeholders, governments, industry, universities, and civil society can we harness the potential of AI while managing its risks. As part of our efforts to promote responsible internet and AI development, we also serve as the secretariat of the China Internet Governance Forum. Through this platform, we bring together voices from across sectors, both domestic and international, to share ideas, tackle challenges, and collaborate on building a more inclusive digital future. We have set up an AI working committee that brings together experts from universities, research institutions, and businesses. We host salons, forums, and competitions to foster innovation and knowledge sharing. At the same time, we are developing technical standards and talent training systems to support the long-term healthy growth of the industry. So this afternoon, I heard some workshop. They discuss about the role of the international cooperation. So the role of the international cooperation is very important. So looking to the future, Internet Society of China will be committed to the development and the governance of AI. We aim to strengthen ties with global industry organizations, share experiences, promote best practices, and respond to the complex challenges. Our goal is to help build a global AI ecosystem that is open, inclusive, innovative, and mutually beneficial. We believe that through our shared efforts, AI can become a force for good, advancing global economic and social development and creating a better future for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. DAY1. So you talked about how, for example, the Internet Society of China is very widely connected to the global community and the global mighty stakeholders. And then you also mentioned about the AI Working Committee of the Internet Society of China. That is a typical feature of the institutional arrangement in China of establishing AI working committees. And so we can now move on to the second session. If time permits, we will come back to the for discussion among the panelists. The second session topic is about building an AI innovation and cooperation ecosystem. And we are going to start from Mr. Sajid Rahman. He is a board member of ICANN. Sajid?
Thank you, and good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to speak about something which is not only shaping our lives, but also demanding combined stewardship from different stakeholders of the society. When internet started, the people involved had the farsightedness to realize that no one stakeholder has all the answers. And so multi-stakeholderism evolved, and which included all the opinions and the inputs and the combined decision-making that helped internet to grow where it is today. The thing about AI is that, and I have a few friends who are in the investment world and who have invested in a lot of companies into what we call Internet 2.0, the social medias and et cetera, and now they're investing in AI companies. And they keep telling me that the growth of AI and the way it is transforming every day is something they have not seen in their previous investment life. So the acceleration is dramatic, and it is going to have a far-reaching impact than what we have experienced before. Now, when we are talking about developing an AI innovation and cooperation ecosystem, the good news is that there is actually a model. And the model is this whole multi-stakeholder framework that we talk about, which brings the technical expertise, the public interest, and global perspective to foster cooperation, trust, and accountability in how AI is deployed and developed. The important thing here is that it is not only the investors, it's not only the regulators, it is the whole different part of the society. So let me give you an example. We talked about, the DeepSeek moment came up a few times. We talked about Cursor. We see how OpenAI is rolling out different models almost every 2-3 months. We're seeing how Anthropic and Perplexity and Databricks and NVIDIA, all the different players in this field are coming together. But at the same time, it is very important to understand the significant impact of academia and open research communities who provide the scientific foundations. In fact, what we see as the manifestation of AI and what we think is suddenly happened actually didn't happen. There had been a deep scientific research in academia which has been used to build what we see today. So we need to bring all the academia and open research communities together. We need to obviously bring in the public and private sector actors, especially the private sectors who build technologies, build companies, and ensure that these are monetized properly. We obviously need to bring in the government and international bodies who set the regulatory and ethical framework to guide responsible deployment. And it is very important at this point because the transparency of AI algorithms is becoming a question and a challenge, whether from an ethical perspective or from how it is getting treated by different regulatory bodies. So that remains a deep point of discussion as we talk about innovation and cooperation. And then, of course, the civil society, and we keep talking about digital divide. We saw the digital divide in Internet 2.0. The question is, how deep will the digital divide be with AI coming in? Right? So how do we bring all the civil society and the marginalized communities also part of the cooperation and ecosystem? Now, one of the things which I think is very good, and it seems, while the governance of AI is not final yet. The ink is not dry. It is evolving. But we are seeing a significant shift in the right directions. Initiatives including UN Secretary General's high-level advisory body on AI, or the OECD's AI principles, the Global Partnership on AI, Councils of Europe's work on AI Convention. These are all sort of incorporating the multi-stakeholder consultation process as a movement towards the governance of this, governance of AI. From an ICANN hat, as you know, that we are very much a firm believer of multi-stakeholderism, and this is something, while AI governance is beyond our remit, but at the end of the day, AI is built on, as Wolfgang touched upon, AI is built on internet. And one of the things that we do is ensuring a stable, secure DNS and the digital world and AI, so that the AI can scale safely on the platform of a scalable internet. One of the things I want to close is, the question is not whether we should cooperate. It is whether we do fast enough, broadly enough, and wisely enough to steer AI towards humanity's greatest aspiration rather than deepest fears. There are, it's like any other big technology that suddenly hits the civilization, and the question is, do we grab that technology and really steer it for the development and the improvement of every human beings on Earth, or do we create more silos? We obviously don't want to go to the next one. We don't want it to be a fear, but we want it to be our greatest aspirations. So to build an AI ecosystem that is innovative, inclusive, and sustainable, we need courage, we need humility, and we need commitment. Let this be the decade that we get this right. We won't have a second chance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sajid. So you emphasize that every stakeholder should be brought together in terms of a global AI governance, which is similar to internet governance. So then we are going to have a Professor Ricardo Pelayo.
Hi, good afternoon. It's an honor to share with you this reflection on building an ecosystem of innovation and cooperation in artificial intelligence from the legal and public policy context of Mexico. We are living in a crucial moment. As some colleagues said before, artificial intelligence is not longer a promise for the future. It is a present reality that is transforming our institutions, social relationships, and educational systems. However, this progress must not come at the expense of the human rights or equity. From the Mexican perspective, building a strong AI ecosystem involves three key pillars: our rights based on regulatory framework, a substantial digital inclusion, and national and international cooperation. The first one, regulatory development. Mexico does not yet have a specific law of artificial intelligence. Nevertheless, we do have fundamental instruments such as the Federal Law of the Protection of Personal Data and the General Law of the Rights of Children and Adolescents, which establish clear obligation to protect the privacy, dignity, and personal data of minors in the face of the technological use. Actually, in this vulnerable technological group, I will focus on this occasion. Tomorrow, on June 25th, a key point of agreement will be formally presented before the Permanent Commission of the Mexican Congress. It urges several government institutions, including the Ministry of the Interior, the Ministry of the Public Education, and the Attorney General Office, to work in coordination with local governments to design and promote comprehensive public policies and to protect children and adolescents from the risk posed by information and communication technologies. This initiative proposes that such actions go beyond just preventing cyberbullying or digital exploitation. It aims to promote critical digital literacy, foster a culture of cybersecurity, and develop legal framework, such as the utilization of smart contracts and blockchain technology for the protection of sensitive data. The second key is the digital inclusion. An AI ecosystem must be built on the foundation of equity. In Mexico, the digital divide remains deep. Therefore, public policies must accompany technological development with universal access to connectivity, teacher training, and design of tools that respond to local needs. This is not a merely state obligation. This is an opportunity to create an AI with Latin America identity, incorporating our languages, cultures, social challenge, and community aspiration. And the third, the most important, the international cooperation. Mexico recognizes that AI demands global approach. That is why we value spaces like this forum, where we can share common principles, ethical frameworks, and legislative experience, such as the European Union Artificial Intelligence Act, which has set a clear path for risk based on regulation. Mexican academia is committed to actively participating in these multilateral spaces to strengthen international cooperation and build governance framework that prioritizes the transparency, data protection, and accountability. Finally, in Mexico, it's advising and building an ecosystem AI innovation and cooperation, driven by clear vision to promote technological development while upholding human dignity. The proposal to be presented tomorrow in the Congress reflects this commitment in this not enough to regulate after harm is done. We must anticipate, legislate, educate, and cooperate now. Only through shared responsibility can we build an ethical, inclusive, and transformative artificial intelligence. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. So you have brought here the three pillars from the Mexican perspective. And our next speaker will be Professor DAY1 from the Shanghai Academy of Social Sciences.
Good afternoon, dear delegates and participants. It's a great honor for me to have the opportunity to introduce the practical experience of Shanghai in building an innovative cooperation ecosystem for AI. My presentation will consist of two parts. The first part is Shanghai's status and achievements in AI development. Shanghai is one of the largest cities in China. As a pioneer in reform and opening up and a forerunner in innovation, Shanghai has long been committed to building itself into a global influential hub for scientific and technological innovation. Nowadays, Shanghai has set for itself a new goal, namely to establish itself as a global AI hub with a world-class AI industrial cluster. Designating AI as one of its three leading industries, Shanghai has leveraged its comprehensive advantage, namely rich educational and scientific resources, a abundant industrial foundation, abundant data resources, and a high level of openness to emerge as a leading city in China AI development. By fostering the coordinated growth of core AI technologies, fundamental software and hardware intelligent products and industrial applications, Shanghai has built a relatively complete AI and industrial chain. And the second part is pathways to build Shanghai's AI innovation ecosystem. There are 5 key pathways. The first one is strengthening level design and leveraging the government guidance role, Shanghai has introduced a number of policies and measures to promote AI development. Key initiatives include these 8 important policies. Now, the innovation ecosystem for fundamental models has flourished, marked by projects like Xu Hui's Model Speed Space and Pudong's Model Power Community. The second is improving the AI industrial chain and innovation collaboration ecosystem. We have strengthened the local 4+X innovation hubs by connecting leading enterprises and institutions in the fundamental model. Shanghai has fostered resourcing sharing and mutual promotion among dispersed entities, creating a differential innovation landscape that encompasses fundamental models in Xuhui's River area, smart chips in Lingang New area, humanoid robots in Zhangjiang, and intelligence robots in Maqiao. The third is deepening industry academia research integration to accelerate AI technology innovation. In talent development, Shanghai leverages its rich academic resources to cultivate interdisciplinary professionals. Examples are the AI colleges in Shanghai Jiao Tong Universities and Fudan Universities and Shanghai University of Electric Power. The fourth is driving AI innovation through industrial integration ecosystem development. Shanghai is advancing AI plus applications in 6 key sectors: finance, manufacturing, education, healthcare, culture, tourism, and urban governance. Last but not least is deepening international cooperation and activity participating in global governance. In international collaboration, Shanghai has done the following. It facilitates the establishment of headquarters on new ventures by global AI leaders, offering policy support in financing, research and development, talent, and markets. It leverages events like the China International Import-Export and the World AI Conference to host high-level academic events and conduct inventive institutions, providing an international cooperation platform for stakeholders to engage in AI industry development and governance. In addition, it engaged in global governance through institutions like a National Test Zone Governance Working Group and the Shanghai Industry Security Committee, while organizing forums on AI ethics, safety, and governance initiatives like Shanghai Initiative on AI Safety Development and Shanghai Declaration on Global AI Governance, align AI development with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, ensuring human-centric and benevolent progress. Above all is all the 5 key pathways and ongoing forward. Shanghai will uphold its pioneering spirit to build a more dynamic AI innovation and collaboration ecosystem and contribute its strengths to the global AI development and governance. Thank you for your attention and welcome to Shanghai, welcome to China. Enjoy our smart city.
Thank you, Professor Dai, for the introduction of the Shanghai experience. And finally, we're going to have Wu Shuyan from China Mobile Research Institute.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to attend this forum. The theme of my speech is harnessing wisdom and strengths, working together to build an AI collaboration ecosystem. AI has become the driving force in technology and industrial innovation, transforming the production, lifestyle, and governance. Firstly, AI is being widely applied across industries. It is being embedded into industrial systems, enhancing the efficiency of value chain and creating new production from such as digital twins. Secondly, AI is reshaping lifestyles. It is redefining consumer experiences, employing artistic creation, and AI in smart devices boosts intelligence capabilities. Thirdly, AI optimizing governance. It enhances policy making, improving public service delivery, and fostering innovative approaches to public service. As AI evolves rapidly, we should address new challenges such as data privacy leak, algorithm bias, and the digital divide. Due to the cross-border application of AI technologies, the global flow of data, and the differences in legal regulations among countries, these challenges are inherently global in nature. Therefore, we should strengthen technological exchange and cooperation, build global consensus on AI governance, and work toward an inclusive collaboration and open international ecosystem for AI. China has been an active supporter in building the global AI ecosystem. We are committed to promoting international exchanges in AI and participating in global AI governance. In recent years, China has put forward initiatives such as Global AI Governance Initiative, participating in Paris AI Action Summit, and signed a statement on inclusive and sustainable AI for people and the planet. China has always put people first and championed the use of AI for good. We emphasize mutual respect, advocate for openness and sharing, and work to establish ethical standards for AI. Under the framework of the United States nation, we are committed to promoting AI that is inclusive, equitable, and sustainable for all. As a world-famous telecom operator, China Mobile has achieved global first in several aspects, including network scale, customer base, and revenue size. To seize AI development opportunities, China Mobile is implementing the AI Plus Action Plan and working as AI provider, aggregator, and operator. It has fully developed its strengths in three key areas: large-scale computing cluster, large volume of data, and large language model. For example, it launched two huge computing clusters and developed our own 9天 foundation model. Internally, AI is deeply empowering all business areas, significantly enhancing work efficiency and customer satisfaction. Externally, our AI solutions have already powered more than 1,000 real-world applications across health, energy, and other key industries. Additionally, China Mobile, along with partners, launched the AI Plus Go Global Ecosystem Alliance to promote our global AI adoption. Currently, it has already launched the AI International Large Language Model Integrated Server and AI Plus
Can I
Global Solutions.
cut you off?
Overall,
here?
AI is driving a new wave of technological revolution and industrial transformation. It is reshaping the global economic society and even the human civilization.
Ms. Wu, I have to cut you off
Okay.
here. Thank you very
That's all.
much.
Thank you.
So let's try to wrap up a little bit within this 1 minute. I end with perhaps one quote for Wolfgang. I think for Yuan, point out that AI is not a commodity, and for Wolfgang, UN should play a leading role in AI governance. And for Luigi talks about the EU experience, and for DAY1, ISOC and China IGF is very well connected. And Sajid, the sentence, no one stakeholder has all the answers. Ricardo, you emphasize human rights and equity. And for Delina, she talked about Shanghai experience. And for our last speaker, he talked about some China initiatives. With that, I think I close this open forum and thank our speakers for their wonderful ideas. Also, I thank the Director General Qi Xiaoxia for making this happen, and also our audience. Thank you very much.